Hello and welcome to another Kemetic Byte. Although this is a special Kemetic Byte, for one, because I have my lovely husband Darren here. Say hello.
Hello.
Okay, see now he's going to be shy, because usually Darren is a little bit crazy, and so this is probably going to be an interesting video. But we're both here to talk to you today because some rather unexpected things have gone on in our part of the world, and we could use you guys' help, and I'll let you explain exactly what happened.
Good evening, everyone. On July 26th, I got laid off with no advance notice. And, which means we went from barely making it to having no money whatsoever. And basically, not only have I applied for unemployment, I've also applied for disability benefits again. I still hope to go back to work. Unemployment is a 5-week process, typically at minimum. The disability process will take up to a year.
I did want to point out, for one, just...
I use a wheelchair.
Yeah.
I use a wheelchair to do everything except sleep and take a shower.
Okay. The crazy thing with disability in the United States, and I bet a lot of my viewers are familiar on some level with this particular animal, it's not a case of, oh, you have a disability, here's a check. You actually have to apply for it. And oftentimes you get rejected the first time or the second time, or how many times were you rejected at first?
5.
Yeah, and this is for someone who's using a wheelchair, has cerebral palsy. Okay, that's not like, some made-up thing, but they still, at first denied him 5 times, finally got on it. And here's the other funny thing. If you work for 5 years, past that point, you have to reapply if you suddenly, stop working and need to get back on disability, unless they can expedite it, but that gets really dicey, to say the least.
They will not be expediting mine.
Yeah. Which is crazy, but that's how the system works. So in the meantime, we're kind of stuck here. And this is a real problem because if we can't pay our bills, we can't keep this house, we can't keep making videos, we could potentially be without a place to live. And
as in cardboard box homeless.
Yeah.
No, I would not be eligible for any low-income housing, because in order to be eligible for low-income housing, you have to have some income.
And you have to be on disability, and we're waiting to get on disability, so it's a catch-22.
No, you don't have to be on disability, but you do have to have some income. And right now we have 0. And for the kind of apartments I have to get into because I use a wheelchair, yes, I have to be on disability.
Yeah.
So that means without this house, we are literally homeless. We would lose not only the house, but every possession we have, including the shrine for the gods behind us. We would literally be handing the keys over to the bank, locking the door, and losing everything we've worked for.
Yeah, and, we've already been through enough. Some of you who've been watching our videos for a long time might remember when we were getting into this house, and that was a really difficult process because just finding a place to live that someone using a wheelchair can get around in is a lot harder than it sounds. And again, some of you guys may be familiar with this. I know a lot of my viewers out there either have a disability or you take care of someone. So we can appreciate this kind of a situation, and that's why we're both reaching out to you lovely viewers, because this is an opportunity that you have to help us and help make sure that not only we have a place to live, we can keep doing videos and, keep supporting, what this is all about. And all we would need is $1 from every subscriber, because,
per month.
Yeah, that's the thing, because, this is not going to be just, in another month things will be different, until we either find more work, get disability, or something else changes, then this is going to be, scratching every month kind of problem. So, a lot of places, oh, well, if you subscribe, however much. No, just $1. That's all it takes. Because I know that a lot of you are in, tight situations too. And if you happen to give more than $1, I'm putting that towards the church. This binder right here, this is the Kemetic Reform. I've got the Articles of Incorporation that I'm working on here. There's stuff for an account that's specifically for the church. And if you gave me more than $1, the rest of it would go towards that.
For example, if you gave $1.50, $1 would go to us, 50 cents would go to the church.
Yeah.
If you gave $1.01, you get the idea.
Yeah.
But the whole point is, it not only will help us in the meantime, but help build this church in the future. Because if we can get this going every month, we can do things like increase our production value, do shows in new locations.
Yeah, I could come and see you. Actually, we'd both come and see you.
Right, and I tell you this right now, if we can get this going at $1 per month for the next year, and keep it going, one of you will get a direct visit. And if we can find a cluster of you in an area, we will come get it where we can see everybody.
Yeah, because I would love to be able to do that. I'd like to eventually be able to do shows and like do an episode at the Temple to Sekhmet in Cactus Springs, Nevada, or I think it's actually Nevada, or things like that. Go to some more pagan pride festivals, but we have to have a house to come home to and to be able to edit videos and all that stuff. You get the idea. And eventually I'd like to be able to help other people that have issues, because, having a place to live is expensive, stuff like your medicines. I'm sure a lot of you also have to deal with this, because things like asthma medicines, that's not cheap.
My asthma medicines run about $400 a month, and that's with Medicare assistance. And I have yet to find any community agency that will purchase both medications for even so much as a month. So I'm literally having to conserve the medication that lets me breathe.
Yeah, and again, I know that that's something that a lot of people have to deal with. I've got another friend who's trying to conserve her seizure medication for the same reason. So, and it's unfortunate that this has to happen, and if you can help us, then we intend to pay that forward and help other people too.
Correct. You're not only going to help save lives, but you're going to help build a church. And let me also remind you, when a church is able to incorporate, it has certain legal protections, and so might its members.
Yeah.
So this is not just for us. This is for the church. But this is for everybody.
Yeah, and I know that also, other viewers might not like using the word church because that's associated with, Christian faith. But you get the idea. But call it temple, call it whatever. It is a Kemetic religious organization, and if it's legally incorporated, then if you're having problems with, I know one lady that was, having to keep that quiet so that she could keep visitation rights for her kids, things like that. And, also something that's been in the news about in Tennessee, if you're ordained through an online ministry, they're calling that into question. Well, you know what? This won't be something online. This will be a physical location. And if I can get ordained, through, the Kemetic Reform, I'll come officiate at your wedding. And we can
And I'll eat your snacks.
Yeah, there you go. Actually, you can be the entertainment. Yeah. Yeah, I put you on the spot, but no, when he's being spontaneous, he can be really crazy. So, you could be the stand up. Ha ha.
Funny.
Yeah. But see, there's a lot of potential for good things, but we just need a little bit of help. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my PayPal link, because that's what I've been using. It's paypal.me/Sharon Laborde. I'll put it up there. And like I said, just send me $1. And next month send me another $1. In a year you'd have only paid $12.
Right.
And the thing is, if I had enough people doing that, then we'd be able to make sure that we keep this going.
And not only that, if we get enough to incorporate as a registered 501c3 nonprofit, your continuing donations would be tax deductible.
Yeah.
Who wants to screw Uncle Sam? Raise your hand.
Yeah. Well, that could get into a whole other thing. But see, there you go. So that's why we're asking. And I'll be honest, I was really reluctant to do this because it's not something that I usually do. But when we were having to think about, well, what do we do? Because we weren't expecting Darren to get laid off all of a sudden. With several weeks still left to go before either of us could even go and substitute teach or something. And I was told by the folks in my shrine, ask the people on my channel, ask my viewers. So I'm, following what they requested of me, and I'm asking you guys if you can help us out, because that, would mean a lot to us, and it would mean we can keep giving things to you.
When my dad passed away a couple of years ago, he left us the money to put a down payment on this house.
Yeah.
If I lost it, I would feel like I betrayed him. And not only that, I swore I'd take care of this lovely young woman, and I would have failed in that task.
Well, I also promised that I would take care of you too, so. Yeah.
I don't say this easily. We need your help.
Yeah.
For the sake of anything good in the world, when hate surrounds it. For the sake of my art, for the sake of every teaching you believe. Please help.
Again, as long as we've still got this place, I'm going to keep making videos, but that's going to depend in large part on, what help we can get. So, give us a hand and we'll keep doing good stuff. So, for the Kemetic How-To Guide, this is Sharon.
And Darren.
Wishing you Synapti.
Thanks, guys.